rest of the world thinks of Trump and you all. I do think you guys should figure that out because you're going to love it. As opposed to being the laughingstock that we were just 12 months ago, said nobody but this delusional man. Having trillions of dollars, we don't, invested in the USA. I've already debunked that. That's all a lie. And having created the hottest country anywhere in the world from being a dead country just 12 months ago and so much more. All I see is wacky Marjorie do is complain. It seemed to all begin when I sent her a poll stating she should not run for senator or governor. She was at 12% and didn't have. You're at your lowest approval rating of any president in U.S. history. Trump now has the lowest approval rating, and the second worst is him in his first term. So I don't think people who everyone hates is a reason not to run, and didn't have a chance unless, of course, she had my endorsement, which she wasn't about to get. She has told many people that she is upset that I don't return her phone calls anymore. But I haven't read that in the blogs. I don't know if that's actually true. I actually think I don't think she's been. I don't know. I don't think that part. I don't know. But with 219 congressmen/women, 53 U.S. senators, 24 cabinet members, almost 200 countries, and an otherwise normal life to lead. So normal. I can't take a ranting lunatics. Yeah, two ranting lunatics shouldn't be on a call together. Two ranting lunatics shouldn't be on a call together. That's probably true. I understand that wonderful conservative people are thinking about primarying Marjorie in her district of Georgia, that they too are fed up with her and her antics. And if the right person runs, they will. Sorry, I just cut it off there. I don't care. But here's what I thought was extra mean is he was posting, or I don't even think it was him, but someone was then posting posts of MAGA idiots saying they hate her or whatever, like your political future just ended. This is the president of the United States. Now close your eyes and imagine if Biden was doing this. If Biden was terrorizing Republicans, but we should do it. I think we should be doing this. This is what they like, right? Let's all terrorize people unnecessarily. What? Tom! Where have you been? I used to follow you years ago. Tom Powell, you're my favorite person, and I saw you follow me, so sorry, I just saw it.
Hello, Felice.
We used to know we didn't know each other, but years ago.
Felice, my account got banned.
Well, tell us more about it. Tell the people.
I got my 1.5 million follower account got banned a few months ago. So this is my new account now, and I don't do any political content on TikTok anymore. I'm 100% on YouTube now.
Yeah, because it's just a nightmare. Tom Powell, I love everyone. Yeah. Follow Tom right now, and can we all put this in Discords and let's send this out across the network outside of TikTok of people who live stream.
Yeah. I'm up to 318,000 subscribers on YouTube, and they're literally paying all the bills right now. We're the family surviving off the money that we're making on YouTube. So when TikTok banned my account, I said, you guys obviously don't want my views. So I just moved it all over there.
How long ago, when did this happen?
End of August.
I was going into a mental breakdown because Trump's a liar. So I'm so sorry I didn't know. And we will all promote. Can everyone put this in Pickle's Discord and Steve's Discord? Let's get everyone follow him. You can click on his name now, follow this account. And what's your name on YouTube? And I'll pin it.
Tom Powell Jr.
So, okay.
Just Tom Powell Jr.
You didn't have to compete for that name, or did you buy it?
No, it was there.
Lucky you.
I've had that account since 2014.
2 L's, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I'm just gonna pin it right now so everyone can. Oh wait, I have a guest. Can someone pin Dolphin? Can you pin my comment? Because when people are guesting, I can't pin it.
And I do a live over on YouTube every Tuesday night at 7:00 on Central.
Tuesday night, 7 Central on YouTube. And that's why, let me say something. That's the best thing about subscribing, which it's free to subscribe. That's like following on TikTok. And the best thing is you get like updates. The minute someone goes live, you get updates that they're going live, which I love. It's even better than TikTok.
And so since the end of August, I've been slowly but surely piecing together, all the different people that I've been following or I've been mutuals with one by one, day by day. And I saw you were live, so I immediately went and followed you and sent you a message right now. And then you invited me to come in. So glad I got you back. Thank you very much for giving me a minute to come up and say hi, everybody. But yeah, that's where I've been. I still do non-political stuff on TikTok, but I won't do any political stuff here anymore.
So your account that was here, it's not been recovered and you've heard nothing about it?
I've exhausted all 3 of my appeal attempts and they said they will not give it, my big one, the $1.5 million, they will not give it back.
That is horrific and wrong. And I do think there's we have a high percentage of very intelligent people. Like, there has got to be a way that that's not the case. I come from the social media tech industry, and you are a decent person who is constantly just doing the right thing. So it is unbelievable to me. Well, no, that's a fact. This is not me fluffing you. Like, you're a decent person reporting on the news. You were literally my inspiration for starting to talk about politics. So I find it absolutely abhorrent that that's the case. So if anyone has contacts with TikTok or account managers, let's try to reach out for Tom. I have a TikTok account manager, and I'll ask. Yeah, look, everyone feels that way, and everyone's
I appreciate it. I do appreciate it, Felice.
You're the best. Don't change for anyone. And if you ever
want
me to hang out with you on your live, fight the good fight in Illinois.
Come over and see me on YouTube every now and again. Though.
You're from Illinois, though, right?
Yeah, I'm just outside Chicago.
I remembered. So, just quickly, what's your experience with the National Guard and your take on what is happening in Illinois?
So where I'm at, I haven't had to experience any National Guard issues. They're not coming by me. I live in a predominantly white rural town, so they're not interested in anybody out here. But I think that what they're doing is absolutely abhorrent. And one day, every one of these son of a bitches are going to have to show their face and account for what they did.
You are welcome here anytime, and I will literally, I'm going to tell everyone every day to follow your account on TikTok.
Thank you very much. And I'll stop into your lives from time to time. I appreciate it.
Would love to have you literally anytime. You're the best.
Thank you very much. We'll talk soon.
Later, Gator.
Bye.
Oh my God. It's all downhill from here. We should probably just quit the live. Let's quit the live. Tom Powell spoke to us. Do you guys know, I was making content. I was a mess when I was a full content creator for 2 years on TikTok. I was in a coma. I was literally in a coma, and I got out of the coma and I was trapped in my house, and I was like, what am I going to do with my life? I have a lot of feelings. So I first made a TikTok account to survive being trapped in the hospital. And then Tom Powell was one of the first people I saw on TikTok. And he was one of the first people that reposted or duetted one of my videos. And I was like, okay. And thank you, because I looked like such a mess back then. But I think I was saying things that were true. And I was like, okay, if this guy thinks I'm doing something good, then I will press on. That was literally when I was like, okay, I've got to press on. So Tom Powell is... Thank you, Dolphin. Let's go out of our way to support and follow him. And also, that's the thing I've noticed about the left is it's kind of like a network. Whatever other discords you are in, just post that. And I don't know a person on earth who doesn't want to support Tom Powell. Literally. Good. Subscribe. And also just subscribe to people on YouTube, because we don't know what's going to happen here. Do you know what I mean? That's what I keep thinking. So that's why I'm going to YouTube school and trying to figure out what's going on over there, because this could get as dark as X. You know what I mean? It's like our safe space and our fun time place now. But who knows how long this is going to be a place any of us want to be. Man, that was a blast from the past. I used to be like, Tom Powell's my idol. And I also love like his passion for the devil's lettuce legalization, which I was just reading another article. And it's like, that is one of the issues that is just burying the Republican Party. Like, red states are like, where is my devil's lettuce? And Tom Powell is like a super activist for devil's lettuce. Can I send you a video? I mean, you can send it to me on Discord. I just have to be honest. I can't check my messages often because of the things that are in them. Hold on. I just want to check because I like it. Is what's going on? I saw you requesting twice. Is there something? Hello? John? Was that an accident? I saw you requesting 2 different times. Okay, so I'm going to assume it's an accident. I just thought people are desperate. So anyways, yeah, Tom Powell is like a huge advocate of the legalization of devil's lettuce. And that is like a huge oh, wait, he's requesting again. Maybe he did have something to say. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, okay. That's so strange. Yeah, I was in my car and I stepped out. I just wanted to call and say thank you. I have YouTube going. I just wanted to call and say thank you for your stance on Jay Jones. I am a Virginia voter. I live outside of Richmond, Virginia, and have worked for the Chesterfield County Democratic Committee and worked very hard to get Abigail Spanberger elected. And I've kind of had it with the purity tests that, we have to have these perfect candidates, and if they say something like, we got to take them off the ticket. Most people are not for keeping them on there. I'm like, we have to. Like,
wait,
we just don't
you're
have
saying Democrats you worked with wanted to take him off the ticket?
Actually, no, the Chesterfield Democrats did not want to, but people on TikTok, like other liberal creators, were saying, no, I would not have voted for Jay Jones.
That's crazy.
These are creators that you're familiar with, and I'm like, what are
trust
you?
Me, if I could spend 10 hours telling stories about creators everyone loves that would make them no longer follow them. So I understand what you're saying.
I worked my ass off, and there's like 4 weeks left, and you want to get rid of the Attorney General nominee because he pointed out that these folks are they only accept
the
one thing.
only way they move off of a point is when they are personally affected. This is what Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I can't wait I'm going to play the interview now where she's like, I'm so sorry, I've changed my mind, we all need to be nice.
Yeah.
Nobody has ever spewed more hate, more lies, more vitriol, more racism, more horrific shit in the world than this woman. She's like, wait, it doesn't feel good when it happens to me.
So exactly right. And I just wanted to come on here and personally give you a shout out because you're the only person that has taken this stance on Jay Jones. And I will say that the Democratic Party in Chesterfield, they share the same viewpoint as you and I. So at least
and Jasmine Crockett. What she didn't say is she didn't take it as far as I took it, but she just was like, I'm glad people see through the bullshit and elected the right person. And
exactly. Well, I'll let you go. Thanks for having me.
Our savior, our Lord and Savior, Jasmine Crockett, will always influence my decisions. Praise the Lord. Thank you so much for coming up, and come back more. Like, please do. You sound very informed, and I would love to have your commentary more often. Message me, and maybe we can work something out. Later. Oh, I think he's gone. I don't know what's happening. There was a lot of silence, so awkward silence is like where I want to crawl out of things. Can I just say something? And I want to be clear. I feel like I should just say this now. If you look at my text messages, I've wished death on a lot of people. It depends on my mood. Like, I'm like, can this be over? Everything would be so much easier if, like, Trump was no longer here. Like, think about all your text messages to a person. I mean, I don't usually bring that to kids, but, like, the point is, and drill it home, the only time Republicans learn a lesson is once it affects them, in my experience. You know what I'm saying? And let me just be clear. I actually understand that line of logic because, like, in my personal life, that's who I am. I'm like, I have to touch fire and get burned before I'm like, oh, this relationship is dangerous and it needs to end. So I totally understand, like, I need to personally have my hand burned before I go up off of it. But when it comes to, like, my beliefs in politics, I think that we should be data driven and fact minded, and we should use algorithms and data to predict. And that was my point of this whole thing. So it's good to hear from John, because that was my point. In March 2025, Aaron Reichlin-Melnick, brilliant immigration lawyer, was testifying under oath in front of Congress and saying, yeehaw, thank you for the hat. Thank you for the hat. Was testifying in front of Congress and saying, this is what's going to happen. 25,000, and what we now know to the actual number, I believe, being 42,000 people, federal agents will be sorry, I said that wrong. Federal and local agents from the IRS, the ATF, all sorts of places are going to be redirected to focus on lurking outside of Home Depots. And he said this 5 minutes in his opening statement, and everyone's like, oh, he's fear-mongering. No. Anything he originally said, it is worse now, right? So that's my point. The only time Republican people learn, and, let me draw this line of logic out, and I think people won't want to hear this, but I think progressives like Jamie Raskin, AOC, etc., are trying to prevent tragedy, right? Because they are highly educated people who understand the suffering coming, as is Aaron Reichlin-Melnick. And then there are this other camp of people, and I don't want to say this, but I'm going to, apparently Tim Kaine's in it, but like the Chuck Schumers, John Fetterman is an idiot who needs to get out. He's not included in anything I'm talking about, but you know what I mean? There are these old school people who Chuck Schumer leads, who have this belief where there's like, that's the belief. Until they hurt, they won't know. Do you understand what I'm saying? That is what I believe is happening in ending the shutdown and let it all burn. There is a group of people in the Senate, old timers, who are like, the only way they learn is to feel it. And is that wrong? Actually, no. Because I've never seen people in America, unless you can do math and read, that's a different class of people, who move off an idiotic idea unless they feel it personally. And that's, if you asked me, and I didn't want to say this because everyone was so emotionally charged in the beginning, what I think those 8 senators are really, like, that is Chuck Schumer. That's old school politics. People need to suffer. You got to let them suffer, and you've got to let the Republican Party hang themselves. And only then will people want change. And actually, is that wrong, or is that 10,000% right? And I think about that literally every day, because I actually think it might be right. I think, like, you might have to make people, I wish to God if we could get to a point where people just believe, you know, it's like, hey, I looked at the data, shit's about to get bad. We should not vote for this person. But by all accounts, that's not how Americans work. They have to literally suffer. They have to be in the trenches. They have to be like, I can't feed my kids. And then they're like, oh, wait, never mind. Trump's a shitbag. So I just want to be clear. That's my theory. But my theory is I almost have a photographic memory, and I've seen this happen many times. Old school Senate is like, let the Republicans take healthcare from everyone in America, and then we will wait it out and until everyone's like, I'm so angry, and then we'll offer a solution, right? And like that is how the government operated. Like, give them the rope to hang themselves, and then when everyone is miserable, starving, can't get antibiotics, we will solve the problem. And I want that to not be the answer, but I think there's some truth in America that before it is you ignore the problem. And that is the same rhetoric around Jay Jones. That's what he was saying. It's not like he's like, I hope someone's children unalive. That's not what he was saying. He was saying, comparing, I actually don't even remember, maybe the House Speaker, or someone in government to Pol Pot or to Mustache Man, and saying the only time people on the far right learn is when it directly affects them. That's what he was saying. And I would say every data point I have in my brain, and I'm going to let's start with margarine, that's absolutely accurate. Look, if you want to look up all, Jesus Christ. Hold on. Let's go to Margarine's interview, because that's my favorite part. Not favorite part, actually. Actually, no. I'm so sorry. We're going to do that after. But I did do all of this on how racists are wrong, and undocumented immigration actually has boosted housing. And now, as a result, our lives are worse. Can I just show you? Can I put the cherry on top of that? That's the cherry. But trust me, you know Harry Enton, I'm obsessed with the way he manipulates money. I mean, money. What? Numbers to tell a story. Let me just tell you, this is the point I'm making. You think terrorizing the Hispanic community and locking up innocent 72% of the people you found were just relatives of people who are driving revenue, driving population growth, the largest cross-section, and I mean largest by a lot, of population growth in this country are Hispanics. And this is what I was telling you were going to happen. This is Harry Enton taking us on a mathematical journey. Again, MAGA, these aren't feelings. This is math.
Yeah, what are we seeing? You know, one of the big shifts in 2024 from 2020 was that shift towards Donald Trump, right? Immigration played a key role in that. I want to start off with Latinos on Trump and immigration. You know, back a year ago, what did we see on the issue of immigration? Latino voters trusted Kamala Harris more than Donald Trump, but by just 2 points. 1, 2. Look now at Donald Trump's net approval rating on immigration among Latinos. He is 38 points underwater. That is a 36-point shift, essentially, from where we were a year ago on immigration. Kamala Harris and Donald Trump are basically tied on the issue of immigration, and now on the issue of immigration, Latinos despise, hate Donald Trump. 38 points underwater. In their mind, he is doing something absolutely wrong when it comes to immigration.
What about the Latino vote overall?
What about the Latino vote overall? All right, how do Latinos feel about Donald Trump overall? Let's take a look here. This, I think, sort of gives the game away.
Goodness.
Yeah, oh my goodness. I mean, that is the phrase of the day. Trump's net approval rating among Latinos. In early February, again, he was just 2 points underwater. Look at where he is now. Late October, minus 34 points. 34 points underwater. A shift that's 32 points over the course of this year. I should point out this is the CBS News YouGov poll. I was looking at the Averager polls. I was looking at our own poll. Very similar shift. 20, 25, 30-point shifts on the net approval rating away from Donald Trump among Latinos overall. Again, whatever Donald Trump is doing in office, in the minds of Latinos, it is not working. They have turned against him in...
What could that be? I can't think. Why? Such ungrateful Hispanics who voted for Trump now turning against him. Why? He's created such a safe and loving environment for them and all of their extended family. I can't imagine a world. And let me just remind everyone, and MAGA, this is another math lesson for you of statistics. We are talking about people who voted for Trump now leaving to go to the left. Those are the most valuable voters because it's -1 for MAGA, +1 for the left. That's 2 points versus 1 versus recruiting a new voter.
Massive numbers.
I was in New Jersey a couple weeks ago on election night there. People were watching certain counties with high Latino populations very closely. What did we learn?
Yeah, what did we learn from the 2025 elections? I took the highest Latino percentage area in both New Jersey and Virginia. New Jersey, it was Union City. Look at this, 2024 president, 2025 governorship. There was a 52. I'm laughing because you never see any numbers like this. A 52-point shift towards Mikey Sherrill from how Kamala Harris did on the margin. Mikey.
Say this because do you remember the data I was analyzing the day after this? This is the actual data. 52-point shift. Yeah, keep redistricting based on Hispanic population. They learned their lesson, weirdo. Like, they hate your ass. Like, it's so fascinating to me how Republicans, like, just in the name of, like, I'm so insecure. I just hate brown people. Like, just because you can't, and I mean it, it is insecurity, the deep-seated insecurity. You definitely don't own this land. I mean, you stole it. My father is from the Yaqui tribe. That's a Mexican indigenous tribe. His mother, the Yaqui Pascua Reservation in Arizona. His father was black. But you definitely don't own any of this land. You just, showed up and commandeered it. And then on top of that, you just are like, hey, let's sell these people a story, and then immediately, not like a couple years later or 10 years later, let's immediately start disappearing and getting rid of them. Are you, what the? This is my problem with Republicans. And let me be clear, MAGA Republican white men led by, what's that guy's name? Stephen Miller. Why are you all so dumb? I guess I should be thankful that you guys are so short-sighted and so idiotic. And you're like so eager to bring on the misogyny and racism. If you were watching, not last Friday, but the Friday before, when I was like, what are the Christian nationalists up to? And they're like, women, fuck them, vote. Hey, maybe you should shh before the next election. You monsters, are you guys okay? No, they're not okay. That's the problem. They are simpletons. And keep it up. Keep it up. Keep terrorizing Hispanics. It makes it super great. And I wanted to say this because I know I promised I'm done. I didn't do it yesterday, but on Saturday, I again scrolled through lives on TikTok, which I promised my therapist I would not because it's bad for my mental health. But the things I heard MAGA saying are mind-boggling. They were like, Hispanics are with us. Which ones are those? Like, are you okay? These people are out of their minds.
Show ran away with this. Kamala Harris did win that vote, but by a small margin. Mikey Sherrill did 52 points better. How about in Virginia, Manassas Park? Look at that, a 22-point shift.
Clarify, because I know MAGA can't understand comparisons and math. We're talking about the same territory Kamala Harris won and the increase in points that Mikey Sherrill won it. Do you understand how crazy it is for that to be 52 points in Union City, New Jersey, that place with the highest percentage of Hispanics, and Virginia, Manassas, whatever that says, I can't read it, with a plus 22. That is the death blow, if you understand statistics, which none of you do, so just keep on keeping on.
Towards Abigail Spanberger from how Kamala Harris did back in 2024. We saw huge Latino shifts in both New Jersey and Virginia. The idea of what happens to Donald Trump won't impact down ballot. If you're a Republican, you believe that, that is fantasy land. What is happening to Donald Trump absolutely impacted what happened down ballot. Part of it is turnout, but part of it is persuasion. Latinos running away from Republicans, running to the Democrats. A big reversion of the mean. Latinos back in the Democratic camp in 2025 in a way they simply put we're not in 2024, and it's because of Donald John Trump.
Look, a lot can change between now and next November, the 2020.
I'd say that too, if I was trying to be the opposition. That math is damning. And let me just help you with the only way these numbers won't multiply and get worse is if you idiots stop targeting brown people. Oh, and by the way, that's not going to help them. You won't recover. It would just in some tiny amount, maybe staunch the bleeding. You guys are done like dinner, mathematically anyways. I don't get any joy out of saying this, except the only joy I get is the years I tried to explain math on lives to idiot Republicans, and they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm an idiot. Oh, wait. And I was talking about Trump hates Indiana for having a spine. He posted more about it today. He said, I will be strongly endorsing any state senator. Can't even read it. Or any House member from the great state of Indiana that votes against the Republican Party. So I just want to be clear. Everyone, just shh. We're doing an ASMR. Shh. Everyone, close your eyes if you're not driving a car. If you are driving a car, please keep your eyes open. Everyone, shh. Everyone, remember when Trump said that Indiana had to redistrict their state? And then now that they would not, he is so insane that he is saying that he actually is supporting any candidate that is not a Republican while being the Republican president of the United States. Shh, don't say anything. Shh. Shh, we're all just relaxing. Everyone go to sleep. Nothing is crazy about this man. Who does these types of things? He is literally like, hey, are you not a Republican in the state of Indiana? I now support you. What the? Does any MAGA member want to explain to me why it's okay for the president of the United States, who was a MAGA Republican you all elected, to say that he will vote for any non-Republican in the state and support that person? Could it be possible that his brain doesn't work so good? Everyone, it's okay. Settle down, everyone. This is Felice Amazon. Donald Trump is a fucking weirdo. Everything's okay. You guys, Donald Trump today I wish it was not. I wish I didn't have to report this. I wish it wasn't real. Literally posted that he supports anyone but Republicans in Indiana. And okay, everyone, close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Just one more thing. I think we all should all consider. Just one more thing. Just an important point that Donald Trump is an absolute idiot. Why do these people support him? He is so stupid. He is literally garnering votes for the opposition at this point. Most importantly, hold on. Remember when Donald Trump tried to undermine Joe Biden? Why is he, and saying he was not mentally fit? Why is he doing this? If not because he is actually the most mentally unfit president of all time. Just asking questions. This man is actually now, thank you, I don't need to do lives. Not that I thought, other than blue dots, many people from the state of Indiana were listening, but thank you, Trump, for informing all MAGA people to actually get rid of the supermajority of the state legislature of Indiana. I could not have done it if I spent my life trying. Donald Trump is a senile weirdo. You guys said Joe Biden was, but he recovered the best in the G7 from the pandemic. Donald Trump is actually a fucking idiot. And I mean that, like, truly. The fact you guys, I will never forget, nor will any of us. I don't need to not forget for people. We will all remember. What is happening here? Okay, I'm okay. We'll all remember forever that you said Joe Biden's brain doesn't work because he had a stutter. This man's brain doesn't work. Thank you, by the way, for finding the dumbest, most selfish, most greedy grifter of all. Oh, I'm sorry. Most idiotic, greedy grifter of all time. Like, you guys could not find your way out of a paper bag to save your life. Oh, and this is, I always forget the hyphen. I thought there might be like a dart shot at it or something. That was cool. I love a new gift. Sorry I have ADD. Just get over it. I always forget her hyphen Leisure Fernandez. She is the either ranking member or second ranking member. First of all, hold on. Janelle Stewart, thank you so much. Thank you for all you do. Just want you to know I'm 54 years old and back in school because of you and your big brain and loving it. Do you know, Janelle, you're the second person that told me they're back in school. I should get back in school. That's so cool. That's amazing. I love that. And do get back in school. The best place to be is when you're learning. The stimulation. Oh, thank you for the hat. I wish it would stay forever. Janelle, love that for you. And the first person I know that went back to school, he's like getting his PhD and he's absolutely, literally, he's brilliant. He might be a robot. We have to keep an eye on him. Thank you so much. And please keep listening because you're going to get real bored. Wes, I fucking love you and this AMR situation. I think I'm going to start, thanks to Gumps, who may or may not be here. I have this like bed desk thing and I am literally, I was thinking about that. I think like an hour, I don't know. It could get real. This could turn weird, but I'm thinking about like an hour before I go to sleep, like doing a live. Maybe it will be just ASMR of me stating the truth about Trump. Thank you so much, Wes. And Janelle, let's go. Students are the best. Learn shit about shit. And I mean that. Sorry, Cat DJ, my favorite gift. So this is Lisa Leger. Oh, I imagine she's French. I don't know that. Leger Fernandez talking about the 8 senators who are getting like a minimum of $1 million payout.
And we need to remember who these Republicans are, like who are going to get their automatic millions or 2 millions. Marsha Blackburn, Bill Haggerty, both from Tennessee, Lindsey Graham, he's already getting in line, Josh Hawley, Dan Sullivan, Tommy Tuberville, Ron Johnson, and Cynthia Loomis. Let's call them out by their names. We keep saying 8 Republicans, 9 Republicans, and there may be more. No other American would receive a payout because your phone records, and it wasn't a wiretap, it wasn't the content of phone, these were people related to an investigation. A judge and a jury authorized looking at the phone records, like who was calling who, right? That's all it was. And we're going to give you $1 million because you were.
And again, can I say it slower for the people in the back who can't read and believe what idiots say? It was a grand jury and a judge, and an order from that grand jury and judge that didn't tap anyone's phones, but just said, here's a record of calls. That's it. And they should get $1 million because of nothing, because they're already insider trading and profiting off things. Marsha broke down Barbie like loser. I used to think Margarine was broke down Marsha Blackburn, but no, Marsha Blackburn is the worst. Tennessee, both of your senators, think about this. If you were in the state of Tennessee, both, and by the way, thank you for that. Both of your senators are asking for a minimum of $1 million taxpayer money because their comings and goings are shady AF. And a grand jury, based on evidence they were presented inside that grand jury, were shown evidence that made them subpoena your phone records, and you're asking us what's wrong? What's wrong with you? It's not us. It's you. We didn't do that. Oh, shit. Okay. I'm going to restart this live, and I just have to, or it's going to be... Okay. I got a violation. I'm going to restart. I'm not stopping Twitch or YouTube. I'm just going to stop the live and restart it really quick because I think the live's about to be shut down.
Oh my god, this guy is the most legendary mon I've ever seen. Yo, if this was regular Kaizo, this guy wins.
Bro was screaming for like 5 minutes over this moan.
Bro. We just keep screaming, bro. There just keeps... Oh. It's scary. Oh, dude. Insane. Yo, if you're new here, drop a follow. We play Naddex Kaizo.
I can't believe
Regular
it made
Kaizo.
it past Mount Moon.
We play Ultramax. We play Emerald Kaizo. We're gonna play Emerald Naddex Kaizo too. Alright. I went back to heal. I know Trev's always like it's pointless to do, but just to save my own brain. Dude, this guy is nuts.
Follow this goat if you haven't and send a daily heart me join the hero squad.
Off table too, that's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Most cracked mon off table I've ever seen, arguably. Given the spread and everything else. Yo, W10. WTK. Given the spread and like what we're seeing on this thing.
Ball choice too.
Yeah, ball choice too, that's what I'm saying. The game finally gave us something. The defense is the only thing. The defense is terrifying, but Yo.
Sorry, I'm coming back. Sorry, Twitch and YouTube. We're back. Okay, we're not. I don't know what you all were watching, like some sort of terrible gaming channel. That is an accident. Okay, we're all in the same place now. And this is Wacky Marjorie Trader Brown. Remember, green turns to brown when there is rot involved. Is working overtime to try and portray herself as a victim, when in actuality, she is the cause of all her own problems. The fact is, nobody cares about this traitor to our country. That is terrifying to even... Oh yeah, and this was... I can even go through the rest. There's like 10 more. This was the one at 9:30 p.m. after I had already told the Discord, and I was like, God, like, I've never seen death threats like this on X. I actually was kind of scared for her. Like, it is violent the way they're coming after her. And after all the violence, then he posted this like a few hours later. He is terrifying when he... But let's play this clip really quick because I thought it was funny. This is Raskin speaking at an event yesterday, and then once we get through this, I will... Wait, hold on. I feel like there was something else. While I'm waiting... Hold on a second. Let me just... I feel like while I'm waiting for people to trickle in... No, I think I got it. Okay, we're good. I have a long list of things in my head I want people to hear. We're almost... Let's tap the screen, share the live. Can everyone share the live with 20 people so we can really get more people? And this... Uh-oh. This is Jamie Raskin. Thank you for the gift. Who may sit on the Supreme Court one day talking about the Democratic Party. And I don't know... Wait, maybe there is... Yeah. Aiton, who clips for Midas Touchprint, that like clipped this, but I don't know where he was. I think it's just a Democratic Party event. Why can I not? Oh my God! Don't say anything.
Let me just say a couple more things, you great Florida Democrats. One of them is we are a big tent. We must be a huge, vast tent. I say this is a party that's got room for Marjorie Taylor Greene if she wants to come over. We got room for anybody who wants to stand up for the Constitution.
The boos in the background are hilarious.
And for the Bill of Rights today. One of my colleagues who left from South Carolina, Trey Gowdy, said to me on the way out, he said, you know, Raskin, you're not a bad guy. The problem with you is you're a liberal. I said, you're damn right I'm a liberal. The heart of that word is liberty. And I'm a progressive because the heart of that word is progress. But my favorite thing to...
I forgot. It's like I put clips up and I mean to like, it's like when I'm doing it, I'm like, this is the line of logic I want us to be on, and sometimes I forget it. This is what I was saying. Jamie Raskin is such a beautiful mind, and the way he develops lines of logic. And I will always say, when you give money to random male leftists, make sure they are coming up with lines of logic. Make sure they are challenging you to think about things you've never thought of before. And Jamie Raskin always does. And he is talking about in this clip, like, we are conservatives. We are conservatives. We are trying to conserve the U.S. Constitution. We are trying to keep the rule of law in place, to keep the principles of the Constitution in place. Well, Trump is trying to tear them apart. He's like, I am now a conservative. And that is the truest thing I've ever heard in my life. I was like, another brilliant statement by Jamie Raskin. The way he analyzed, like the way he thinks. It's true. The left, we are now conservatives. And these people are like, let's tear it all down and unalive the... I'm not going to say what I want to say, but I think we all know what they're saying.
Let me just say a couple more things, you great Florida Democrats. One of them is we are a big tent. We must be a huge, vast tent. I say this is a party that's got room for Marjorie Taylor Greene if she wants to come over. We got room for anybody who wants to stand up for the Constitution and for the Bill of Rights today. One of my colleagues who left from South Carolina, Trey Gowdy, said to me on the way out, he said, Raskin, you're not a bad guy. The problem with you is you're a liberal. I said, you're damn right I'm a liberal. The heart of that word is liberty. And I'm a progressive because the heart of that word is progress. But my favorite thing to call myself today is a conservative because I want to conserve the land, the air, the water, the climate system, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, the Affordable Care Act, the Civil Rights Act, the Voting Rights Act, the National Labor Relations Act, the Fair Labor Standards Act, the Voting Rights Act, Clean Air Act, Clean Water Act, everything that party of authoritarians wants to destroy is everything we're going to conserve and defend in America. We are the party of the conservatives, the liberals, and the progressives. All the patriots today are in the party of democracy. That's who we are.
Yes, this should be our campaign. I agree. Someone in the comments said this should be our campaign. Absolutely. And I think I'm going to make that case to anybody that cares. I think that a lot of Democrats are out of sync with the party, but this is an example of someone who's not. We are conservatives. These people are idiots. Like, we are progressives, but we are also conserving any last vestige of loyalty to the actual Constitution of the United States or to preserving the land, the air, the water, the sea. I cannot. Let me play it one more time since more people are coming. Will, isn't it? Wayne, isn't it? You said that's really clever. I love when you come into the chat. My favorite Kiwi.
Let me just say a couple more things to you great Florida Democrats. One of them is we are a big tent. We must be a huge, vast tent. I say this is a party that's got room for Marjorie Taylor Greene if she wants to come over. We got room for anybody who wants to stand up for the Constitution and for the Bill of Rights today. One of my colleagues who left from South Carolina, Trey Gowdy, said to me on the way out, he said, Raskin, you're not a bad guy. The problem with you is you're a liberal. I said, you're damn right I'm a liberal. The heart of that word is liberty. And I'm a progressive because the heart of that word is progress. But my favorite thing to call myself today is a conservative because I want to conserve the land, the air, the water, the climate system, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, the Affordable Care Act, the Civil Rights Act, the Voting Rights Act, the National Labor Relations Act, the Fair Labor Standards Act, the Voting Rights Act, Clean Air Act, Clean Water Act, everything that party of authoritarians wants to destroy is everything we're going to conserve and defend in America. We are the party of the conservatives, the liberals, and the progressives. All the patriots today are in the party of democracy. That's who we are.
We are. We're the progressives and the conservatives. Whatever disjointed, like grifterton shit, like twisted, dark, uneducated, confusing, backwards, slightly homophobic, the things that wait, hold on. That's not what I meant. Not homoerotic. I think there's a lot of weird. This just comes from me reading congressional blogs. I think a lot of the people in the Republican Congress that vote against gay rights are very possibly gay, and it's super strange. It's like they've become so like twisted and dark and like hating themselves. Like you're not progressives. You're definitely not conservatives. Like some of us are actually trying to conserve things. Like, it's disgusting to watch. But every time Jamie Raskin speaks, that's the truth. We're not just progressives, we are conservatives. We are trying to conserve the Constitution. And that's what these people used to be. The textualists, the originalists. Hey, we're operating on the Constitution, right? And that used to be a reason for racism and for like, hey, the Constitution applied to white Anglo-Saxon Protestant males who are definitely straight, so we should shit on them. But every part of the Constitution outside that, you guys have violated, so nobody cares. This is the interview that made Trump go nuts. I mean, he started before this, but this is the interview yesterday where Trump lost his mind about Marjorie Taylor Greene.
The president says he's withdrawing support for you, encouraging primary challengers. You were one of his biggest supporters. What do you think happened here?
Well, Dana, thank you for having me on, and that is true. I stood with President Trump when virtually no one else did. Campaigned all over the country, spent millions of my own dollars helping him get elected. And I think that's incredibly important. And I do support him and his administration. And I support them in delivering the campaign promises we made to the American people. His remarks, of course, have been hurtful. However, I have something in my heart that I think is incredibly important for our country. And that is to end the toxic fighting in politics. And this has been going on for years, and it has divided our country, split up friends and families, neighbors, and it's...
No, this is ironic coming from her, but trust me, it gets addressed.
It's not solving our problems. The most hurtful thing he said, which is absolutely untrue, is he called me a traitor, and that is so extremely wrong, and those are the types of words used that can radicalize people against me and put my life in danger.
What do you think happened? What do you think is the reason for this?
Unfortunately, it has all come down to the Epstein files, and that is shocking. And, you know, I stand with these women. I stand with rape victims. I stand with children who are in terrible sex abuse situations, and I stand with survivors of trafficking and those that are trapped in sex trafficking. And I will not apologize for that. I believe the country deserves transparency in these files, and I don't believe that rich, powerful people should be protected if they have done anything wrong. And so I'm standing with the women, and I will continue to do my small part to get
The president says he's withdrawing support.
My only issue is if Trump had backed you for junior senator of Georgia to run against Ossoff, would you care about anyone then? That's the only thing. Like, just because your pattern of behavior, if Trump had backed you to run against Ossoff, you'd still be a nasty, horrible monster saying that women were all lying. And I just have to defend actual women who have been victims of things. So, listen, but I just want to say, I do believe, though, that once you are the victim of real vitriol and hate on the internet, and I think I've experienced that, like, you know, just a tiny, trust me, it is life-changing when you start putting yourself out there on the internet, and like the hate you get, it changes you. Like, it messes with everything you thought you were, you start changing. So I don't discount the fact that whatever has happened to her, it's changed her ideas. But I just want to point out, if Trump had backed her to run against Ossoff, which she would have lost. Actually, I'll agree with Trump. There's no fucking world in which Marjorie Taylor Greene was going to run against golden boy John Ossoff for senator and win. I don't think she could have. But Yeah, we'll see. Anyways, listen. Let's just listen without judgment as best we can. I'm judging in my mind, but let's listen.
And I can disagree with the president at times, especially particularly this past Monday on the Marines' 250th anniversary, when he honored the new Syrian president, who is an Al-Qaeda terrorist and was wanted by our government for years with a $10 million bounty up until March of this year. I very much am against that. I think that was very hurtful to the great men and women who served over in the Middle East and were sent there, and many of them that were killed and injured and live with PTSD to this day from fighting Al-Qaeda. So there's things I disagree with, and I'm allowed.
Trump's like, happy Veterans Day. Here's the guy that unalived your family members. Like, and people are like, I can't believe he did that. Like, I was raised by one of these, and I mean way smarter than Trump. And I want you to know it's intentional. He's conditioning us to accept any crazy. And what scares me about that, and I promise you, we're going to be talking about what I'm saying now, months from now, and being like, oh my God. Why he did that on Veterans Day, it's because he is conditioning people to be okay for something much worse in the future. And I don't know what it is, but just so you know, tomorrow the Saudis will be in the White House, and they have asked Trump for a list of very unconstitutional things. And my guess is, and they have bribed him in many ways, which I've reported on. And I don't think that's why. I think there's even worse to come. I think let me go back. I think there's two reasons. He's trying to condition us to be okay with nonsense, and also because the Saudis are going to be in the White House and steal from us. Remember, America first, but the Saudis are going to take precedent tomorrow. But I actually think the other reason is Trump doesn't have a choice. And if you haven't noticed that yet, Trump is controlled by Putin. I don't know what Putin has on Trump, but Trump is on a leash. And if you don't understand world politics and history, Putin that's where Putin's Middle Eastern military base is. So Trump has to invite that guy because Daddy Putin told him to. Because Russia comes first. And it's the same reason when I was talking about where thousands of agents, federal agents, have been redirected. Illegal Iranian oil moving around the country, because the majority of it is going to Russia. And Trump is on his knees for Russia. And if you follow the money, you can easily understand. Forget whatever anyone else has on Trump. Whatever Russia has on Trump is the worst of the worst, because when he's a dog that salivates, the Pavlovian response, Trump lives to get on his knees for Putin. And that's super strange, right? And that's why I always say accountability is powerful. Once nobody knows anything, the worst of you is out there, nobody can leverage you again. And that's my point about Trump. Why use all your political capital, every bit of energy you have left, to cover up shit for other people? None of it makes sense. But eventually, sorry, that was not what I was trying to do. Which clip was I playing? Oh yeah, I played that one. Sorry. Oh yeah, here we go.
So I think that the American people deserve to be put first. That's what Make America Great Again meant to me. And I think that President Trump can do that if he refocuses his effort. And I think that's what I want to see. I think that's what the country wants to see. Even if he's attacking me, I do want him to be successful for the American people.
So sounds like you're saying that he is not representing the MAGA movement that he started right now.
I can say that promoting H-1B visas to replace American jobs, bringing in 600,000 Chinese students to replace American students' opportunities in American colleges and universities, those are not America First positions. And continuing to really travel all over the world doesn't help Americans back at home. I really, and I said this to him, and I will say it out loud, I would love to see Air Force One be parked and stay home, and there be nothing but a constant focus in the White House on a domestic agenda that helps the American people once and for all.
Congresswoman,
listen, F what this woman is saying. MAGA, can you, I know I say you can't read, but you must be able to read a little bit. This man has started wars. This man started a war in the Caribbean. He's saying, thank you so much for the gifts. I love it. We're going to war in South America. This is no new wars guy who has not ended one war, lies and said he's ended 8, and now we are literally unaliving people in international waters with zero jurisdiction. Just so you know, this is a violation of the Constitution. Like, I love when I hear people, don't ever listen to a MAGA live. You will become so enraged. My therapist was right. I should never scroll through MAGA lives. I can't, they're like, I love him. He cares about me. You guys are so dumb that it is physically painful for me to listen to you speak. No new wars guy is going to attack a South American country. And let me just, not to draw a very logical correlation to something else. Does anyone think it's strange that whenever we attack other countries that seemingly do nothing to us, we claim they're harboring terrorists, and for whatever reason they have untold reserves of oil underneath them? Nobody at this point can draw a connection. No MAGA person has a brain to see a pattern. Nope, you guys can't get it. The starting point would be he shot at 21 boats. He's provided zero evidence that any of those boats. He's unalived 83 people in the Caribbean and has showed zero evidence that they were traffickers. And now, after his first failed coup in Venezuela, we're going again. And Venezuela just happens to be sitting under untold oil reserves. And just recently, prospectors found even better, closer to the surface, sweet oil crude reserves in Guyana. And none of you can draw the conclusion that this is the opposite of no new wars. Wait, what does that say? I want to hear it. Sorry, USA should take over every country in South and Central America. Okay. Wait. What? Okay, I just got a giant violation, but also I'm just going to invite this idiot up. Holiday Kid, let's talk. Why can't I invite you into my live? Hold on. I'm going to restart my live. Holiday Kid, I just got another violation, but I have done nothing. I just stated facts. But I saw you saying a lot of things that were unbelievably factual. your feelings are adorable, but if you want to debate, I'm just going to restart my live because apparently I got in trouble again for doing nothing. I'm not ending the live on YouTube or Twitch. I'm just going to end the live and restart on TikTok.
There we go. We're good, Drew. Yes, sir. What's going on, Sanders? Got 2 brakes guys in the shop. Got a Sapphire brake, and we got golden nitrous as well.